Hey everyone, this is JD. I don't do things like this very often, especially opening up about my personal life. It's just not something I like to do on an entertainment podcast. But today kind of changed the game. Yesterday, I lost a very dear and close friend and mentor in my life. His name is Kevin West. If you recognize that name, probably a good reason for that. Kevin was an icon in Chattanooga. Chattanooga news and broadcasting was made better because Kevin was at the forefront of it. There are not enough words I can speak in this moment to properly convey how much Kevin meant to me and what he did for my life. Back in 2018, I walked into Talk Radio 102.3, fresh out of college, just hoping to get a job, and he was interviewing me, also a veteran, and we just got along real easily. And he kept giving me more and more responsibility and kept believing in me and validating me. And it made me feel really good. I'd never had a boss that actually took the time to care about me. In this moment right now, I sit and reflect because when I started being on the air at the radio station, Kevin gave me the idea to start a podcast to work on my broadcasting abilities, learn how to properly present myself on air and find my voice. And he knew I liked wrestling, so he suggested I try this. And that's when Tyler and I started talking, and Not Another Freaking Wrestling Podcast was born. You directly have Kevin West to thank for this podcast. And I directly have Kevin West to thank for a huge change in my life. Sometimes people go and will never understand it, and this is definitely one of those, because Kevin was one of the last few good humans left on Earth. Don't forget to reach out to people you love and tell them that you love them. Enjoy the show.
Run the intro again.
Don't. Please don't. You really gonna do this?
Well, it's our show. We do what we want.
Oh my god, no. Not another freaking wrestling podcast.
Yay!
Like I said, I don't give people like me. So either you love me or you don't.
I love you.
I love you too.
Cody Rhodes is hot dog water solidified.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Not Another Freaking Wrestling Podcast. I know this voice isn't familiar, but I'm No Contest JD, and I'm back from a very long vacation, apparently.
And I'm your host, Will, and glad to have our very special guest, JD, in the studio today.
What a dick.
And I am the promoter of Clash of Carpet City and the guy that beat JD at Clash of Carpet City 3, TY.
And I have no beef with JD. I'm safe from CM Punk, Shane Daniels, and yeah.
Hey, at least one person here doesn't hate me.
And the Carpet City draw. Let's not forget that.
I mean, I don't hate you just because you lost. Like, you were unconscious.
That's fair.
He didn't tap, though. I mean, I respect that.
I mean, I don't know. I dropped his arm a lot, so it kind of tapped.
Oh, so did you guys hear the news about Jade Cargill?
So conflicted.
Imminently WWE bound. Let me just say, though, apparently, for me, she is one of those people on AEW's roster that I always looked at and said, yeah, she's WWE material.
Yeah.
She was made for that kind of system, and I don't think that they were willing to take risks with her because, unfortunately, with how their roster is, where it's very heavily work rate over gimmicks, everyone on that roster is going to be able to walk circles around Jade Cargill. So I feel like going to WWE is a much safer option because she's probably going to debut. I doubt they'll send her to NXT.
I disagree.
One of my friends said that it would be a good idea to do something different that they never did, and that was send her to NXT, but don't let her be debuted on there, and let her debut in the Rumble.
Let her get some work in behind the scenes.
Yeah, let her work, get her work, and polish her up, and fucking clean her up real good, and then let her loose.
I mean, they've
So
set
you're
on Nia
saying-
Jax for months, so why not?
Yeah, but what
Well,
does
and
that
she
even
still
do?
fucking sucks. So
And Jade Cargill doesn't.
I'm just pointing it out, the fact that they don't have.
if
Roman
I
sitting
was
on
to
television.
choose between Jade or fucking Nia Jax, I'm picking Jade.
So
I'm gonna pick Jade over most wrestlers, though.
that's fair. I feel like Jade has one of the biggest upsides of any young star right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Has AEW dropped the ball any worse with anyone?
With Jade, I honestly don't even view it necessarily as a dropped ball more than an inevitability.
Well, you put
Because-
somebody in a winning streak like that. I mean, didn't work for Goldberg. Sorry. And I like
I
Jade
think
Cargill. Like,
it
way
built
more.
her up. It established the belt very well, but there was, unless you just immediately put the belt on her, there was no way you could slot her back into the main event scene
So
without people turning.
my only issue is it's not even about her not hitting the main event scene, because that's a problem in and of itself. I think she should have been women's champion at some point. But my biggest problem with the whole thing is they never really gave her a story. They never really gave her a story to work with until it was Taya Valkyrie, and that story was all about the finisher. It wasn't about the two
You
competitors.
forgot about the greatest story they ever told with her. Her and Bow Wow. Come on now.
Yeah. Also, no, she had a pretty solid little like fallout with Kira Hogan. And with what's her name? Red Velvet.
Yeah, but all that took place on Rampage.
This is Rampage, baby.
How many people were watching Rampage?
Apparently recently a decent amount, because they've actually been putting good shit on it lately. And they just had Jade Cargill's send off.
Yeah, but they just got the lowest ratings they've had in, a very long time.
So they did. That's not
So-
really doing so well.
Before we talk about the rest of AEW, I just thought about this. Did anybody see the CM Punk comments from this weekend?
What did
Where he was
Philip
talking
have
about
to
where he
say
would go
now?
back to the cauliflower and host
And he
it.
just,
Only got 2 months to do it.
yeah, he said he had free time for the next 2 months, which would imply that he'll be at Survivor Series.
Or maybe he's filming some more stuff for wrestlers.
Maybe.
For wrestlers?
Whatever that fucking show is on
Oh,
Star.
heels?
Yeah, that.
Heels, yeah.
I
No,
thought,
if CM Punk is who leaks that the acting strike is coming to an end,
exactly. I was just about to say that. He's still on strike
You
right
think
now.
you think people are like stopping? Honestly,
yeah.
no.
They have
Because
to.
what's her fucking face? Drew Barrymore said she was just gonna go ahead and do her show.
Oh no, she turned back on that.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of backpedaling going on here.
Yeah. She fucked around and found out.
Like Steve Amell, I think he was another one. He tried that same shit, and
Yeah,
He had-
Next
dumbasses.
day was marching on the picket line with massive boo-boo face.
Anyway, what else you got from AEW? Will?
So, other than that, which I definitely feel like is the biggest story coming out of the week, I mean, coming off of the Tales of All Out, we had a really fucking great main event. Really all around an amazing sleeper show. Orange Cassidy made into the top babyface of the company now. Fucking beautiful. But also we have Samoa Joe officially getting the title shot against MJF for the AEW World Championship, beating Roderick Strong in the main event of Dynamite. Banger fucking match.
Put that title
I
on Samoa Joseph.
The wrong man won.
Put that title on
Nah.
Samoa Joseph.
I think Roddy should have won this tournament.
I think you're
You're
wrong.
not gonna get this is Joe's last good run, man. Probably. The Joe's hot as shit right now. Use him to his greatest extent. You're gonna have a lot more runs with Roddy than you have with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but also I don't know that Joe needs the AEW World Championship right now.
Why doesn't he?
Joe needs all the championships right now.
Exactly.
Give
I
me
don't know.
Joe and TNA again.
Oh my God, yeah. Not the Samoa Joe with the fucking face paint that he had. That shit was horrible.
I don't know. He's doing fun enough stuff with the television belt.
Well, that's not enough.
We don't need more double champs.
Well, okay, then give Roderick Strong that television championship
Yes.
and let Joe take the belt off of MJF.
Joe should have never
I don't know.
lost the
I
TNT
think there's
championship.
more legs to the Roderick Strong storyline right now. Because they're clearly going to do a match of him and Adam. But this has been the best run of Roderick Strong's career, just being as pathetic and miserable as possible. He's unmoisturized. He is bothered. He is not in his lane. It's fucking amazing shit. And Joe is always going to be good, but I also think that we've got a little bit more time left out of Joe than y'all are expecting.
I'm not saying we don't have a lot of time left. I'm saying we have less time with Joe than we have with Roddy, so take advantage of it while the iron is hot.
I mean, I definitely see that. And it is wild because in any other circumstance, I would say that Joe should always be in the main event scene. But right now, I think run the Roderick Strong storyline through its course first, because giving it to Joe right now while the Roddy stuff is still very much ongoing diminishes Joe as a world title challenger, because he's not the real threat. He's in a filler spot in someone else's storyline.
I get that. Let's talk about something that makes all of us sad here, though. Danielson only has a year left.
Not even
Not even.
7 months,
Damn, dude.
which
Well, that's
he's
what
already
happens when you
he's
fucking.
already backpedaled kind of and said that he's never gonna really stop. He's just gonna keep Terry funking, but that's gonna be the end of full-time Danielson.
That just means he's honest with himself. Terry
So
Funk-
we not getting a Danielson AEW World Title run then?
No, I don't think he would take it.
I was about to say, I agree with Will. I don't think
That also makes me sad.
He didn't even want that last WWE championship run, and that ended up being one of the best runs of his career,
Oh, that
because
run
it
was
proves that
great.
he can make literally anything work.
The planet's champion.
Because that shit should, on any other wrestler, would have been trash.
That hemp belt was dope too.
Actually, no. Honestly, if AJ Styles did that with his goofy ass, that would have been really fucking funny.
Flat Earth Championship.
No, him just going, I'm the planet's champion. I'm thinking like dorky AJ whenever he was feuding with Cena after he beat him at
I just
SummerSlam and would
envisioned,
wear
I'm
the
sorry to cut you off, I just envisioned fucking Nate Wall going, I'm the planet's champion.
I want to message him right now and tell him he needs to run with that shit.
Oh, please do.
I will. He'll listen to me.
Okay. But yeah, man, Danielson being gone in what you said 7 months, that's heartbreaking. But we're gonna get a Zack Sabre Jr. match out of it.
finally.
That's going to be
We're probably going to get a Shibata match.
I'm down for that.
Probably another Okada match.
What's one match that you may not be able to see, but you definitely want to see before he retires?
Katsuhiko Nakajima.
Ty.
Shit. Go to somebody else. I gotta think of somebody real fast.
There's literally only one other person, motherfucker. Like, fuck, I don't know.
No, Jaden Newman.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm dead serious. Think about it. Jaden.
He's
No.
not gonna end up in AEW.
Who said it had
Even
to
if
be-
he does, he's not getting fucking Danielson.
I would have liked to see one more Punk and Danielson match.
No.
I would have liked
don't,
to. It's
honestly.
not gonna happen. I would have liked to.
I also want to see Danielson and Negro Navarro.
Danielson and Hijo del Vikingo would be really good too.
Yes, but no, because Danielson will be able to. It would be good, but that's not something I would, on paper, get super hyped for. But no, Nakajima is the only one for me because their match for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Belt in Ring of Honor was gas back in the day. And Nakajima's only become way more of a killer, so they need to give him Nakajima last because there's a good chance he will kill him. This is the dude that last year knocked out Tetsuya Endo while he was DDT's world champion.
Oh shit. Anything else we need to hit from AEW? Will?
Cool.
Nothing super major, just shoring up stuff. Claudio versus Eddie, title for title is gonna be neat.
Go
Better be
Claudio.
Eddie's moment.
No, AEW seems to keep burying Eddie. I'm fine with that.
Nope.
You'll never find me being an Eddie fan. Sorry.
Just wait till you hear that pop on Wednesday.
What, when Claudio wins? I know, right?
I hate you.
All
Anyways,
let's-
did WWE do anything this week?
They did a few things, starting with hitting their biggest ratings in NXT since 2017.
Oh, what'd they do?
The Becky Lynch won the NXT Championship. Women's
Oh,
Championship.
why? Why?
Well, mostly because Tiffany Stratton slipped up and said her name in a promo a few weeks ago, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Becky never won the NXT Championship. Sorry, you're gonna lose that now."
So they remembered that they never put the belt on her?
Yo, that's kind of the way it looks because Becky was not a part of NXT at all. Like, I watch NXT pretty regularly. She's not a part of NXT, wasn't mentioned. And then Tiffany Stratton was talking about how she was the greatest NXT women's champion of all time. And she was like, better than Bayley, better than Becky Lynch. And then everyone started dragging her on Twitter because Becky Lynch was never NXT women's champion. And she had to come out later in the show and correct herself. And then they had her cut a promo where she corrected herself, and then Becky started mentioning her on Raw, and then Becky won the championship Tuesday. So
That's a good way of burying somebody, huh?
That is. Are we sure Vince is gone?
No, he's not gone.
He's
no,
not.
he's pretty solidly there. We got the first shows of the Endeavor era this week.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Speaking of which, we're in the Endeavor era now. TKO is now the ticker for WWE on Wall Street.
As of last Tuesday.
Yep. So
They should make a shoot fight belt called the TKO Championship that's exclusively defended between wrestlers and UFC fighters, so Enochiism can truly thrive.
speaking of the TKO era, they kicked it off in stride with The Rock on SmackDown.
Scab.
Yeah, because Ryder's
Yeah.
Cup.
Yeah, so he was on the Pat McAfee show last Saturday for ESPN College Game Day or whatever, and was a guest picker in Boulder, Colorado. Also, the irony of The Rock being in Boulder, Colorado, I can't get over that.
The Rock and Boulder.
So he showed up. Pat McAfee came back, introduced The Rock. They punked out Austin Theory again. Do you think this is the start of The Rock and Roman? Because he did mention it on the Pat McAfee show how that was the plan for 39 and that it was still on the table for 40. Do you think this is it?
Damn, Cody jumping back so fast. It's gonna be wild at next year's All In when the Cody Vader returns.
Shit.
Cody's not going back.
Is the rider strike still going to be happening during Mania?
I don't think the rider strike will be happening during Mania, but if they can secure his services now before they come out of the strike, that means they've got first rights to him.
It's gonna be no, because The Rock can always just pull out.
I mean, that's fair, but what I'm saying is they would have first rights as far as like any movie executives or anything. They'd have first rights to use him unless he pulled out.
I don't know how I feel about The Rock and John Cena coming back. I don't agree with it. I don't think they should be allowed, but I also understand how SAG is very anti-wrestling and does not like wrestlers to join. But still.
SAG created this own issue when they wouldn't let wrestlers join back in the 90s. They did this to themselves.
I don't know. I want to see it.
SAG screwed SAG.
I want to see Rock and Roman. Because that also further guarantees that Cody doesn't get that rematch. And
Cody's taking that belt regardless of whether The Rock ends up there or not.
Is he?
Cody's taking that belt.
Are you sure about that?
I'll guarantee my whole reputation on it.
No, I think that boy's in the dirt.
Cody is taking that belt from Roman.
I think he's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
No. I mean, he might, but that doesn't mean he's not going to take the belt off Roman.
Honestly, I think they would put the NXT Championship on him.
They don't have a bigger babyface than
funny.
Cody. They don't have a bigger babyface than Cody right now.
What do you mean? They have maximum male models.
Sure.
And they got Eli Drake over there. They got Bobbert. And
I'm sorry, who?
Bobbert.
No, the one last before that.
Speaking of LA Knight.
Oh, Eli Drake.
Yeah.
Speaking of LA Knight, he had a good match with The Miz on SmackDown. I mean, that was probably one of the better matches I've seen him in recently.
Listen what you fucking said.
Yeah, I know. It's weird to say it out loud.
It was a better match than The Miz and Akira Tozawa on Raw.
That wasn't a match. That was a segment.
Dude, why do they do Akira Tozawa so fucking dirty? Like,
I don't know, because they're trying to present him as a threat on NXT because he's part of the Heritage Cup tournament. So they're trying to present him as an actual threat there, but then they put him on Raw and SmackDown as a joke.
Yeah, they bombed on that one.
It makes no sense at all. It's actually very frustrating, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Somebody mute.
Hold up.
Only dude outside.
I had to, sorry.
I can't believe for a split second I was actually wondering who it could have been. I don't know why, but my first thought was, damn, does Shane live next to an airport?
So they closed the show out with Grayson Waller effect with John Cena. They just keep putting Grayson Waller in these big spots.
Yeah, Grayson Waller is what Austin Theory could have been.
Hey,
have you noticed they're trying to put him with Austin Theory?
Austin Theory can tell his kids that he got beat up by Austin, The Rock, and John Cena.
And still didn't get over.
And still didn't get over at all.
That to me is the craziest fucking thing. You have to actively try at that point. If the combined efforts of John Cena, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin can't get you over, nothing can.
The problem is he was over when he was in the way in NXT, And then they took away the goofy personality, and he's just a stale ass, boring ass white boy milquetoast heel.
It gives me
Grayson
Raw
Waller, though, all he
vibes.
needs is some better ring gear, because goddamn, those shorts look terrible.
At least it's not what everybody else wears, though.
So it's worse.
So the whole Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, are we gonna see a John Cena Jimmy Uso match?
I hope not.
Is that what we're careening
Do
towards?
you all understand how
Dear God,
bleak
that's what it
that
feels like.
timeline is?
Yeah,
We
this
waste,
is a really weird timeline we're living in.
we
Right now.
waste what little John Cena matches we have left on Jimmy Uso.
Who called
That is
himself Jim
nuts.
Uso, by the way.
Called what?
He called himself Jim Uso.
I wish
on
he called
SmackDown.
himself James Uso.
He called
Jim Uso.
himself.
No, Jim Uso is fucking awesome. That sounds like a King
What?
of the Hill character.
Jim Uso.
He
My
needs
God.
to not cut promos anymore and just be, I'm gonna kick your ass. He needs to cut like Jumpin' Jeff Farmer promos.
And with that, let's shift over to Impact 1000.
The greatest fucking celebration of professional wrestling.
Did we get a Dixie Carter appearance?
In the opening montage.
Yes. But
The-
she was in the building though.
No, they wouldn't let her in. Are you
They
kidding
should
me?
let her get powerbombed again. Come on.
Yeah, but they already had their designated powerbomb people. They've randomly brought in Rohit Raju and Champagne Singh to fight Team 3D.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, wait, what? What year is it?
Woo woo! TNA, TNA, TNA. But because I knew you simpletons wouldn't watch it, I brought in a special guest who I knew would.
I can't wait for this.
What?
Where the fuck?
Did you lose your guess?
Well, Jesus.
Hey, everybody!
God damn it.
Welcome to the Secret Smart Show. I'm your host, Richard Jenkins. With me in spirit is the wonderful Klaus Bugatti. Can't make it today. He has dysentery. Apparently, he tried to do the Oregon Trail recently and did not go well.
Wait, didn't Will get dysentery a few months back?
I don't know. I don't keep
I've
up with
also
it.
attempted the Oregon Trail and it did not go very well.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's a video game and not an actual like marathon.
Well, technically, wasn't it
Yeah.
a thing in the 1800s though?
No, it's 2023.
No, I don't think
Tyler.
so.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I knew you simpletons wouldn't watch Impact, but I know someone that loves Impact Wrestling and loves TNA, Richard Jenkins.
That is me. Wait, do y'all not watch wrestling?
Not real wrestling.
Not.
Okay, I thought y'all ran a wrestling podcast to talk
I
about
watch
all
wrestling
things
that comes on
wrestling.
a cable channel.
Oh, so you very limited what you are watching. Awesome. That's a nice little goalpost to set up for yourself.
I'm fine with that.
I only watch wrestling that's in my network because I never heard of the internet. The
So,
weebs.
Richard, what do you think of our opening segment with all of the fucking knockouts?
So Scotty D'Amore and the knockouts was awesome. I thought it was a really, really cool moment for the show, especially to start off with. I mean, that's one way to start off episode 1000. I would say. So I think when Gail Kim came out, I don't know why, but part of me was a little surprised because I often forget she exists.
Gail Kim?
What?
Yeah.
The
get
greatest
him the fuck
knockout
outta
of all time.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm not great with them.
And you made fun of my wrestling.
What's that?
You made fun of my wrestling habits, and you think Gail Kim is just man?
No, I just forget her. There's a lot. See,
That's
I don't
a
know if you
bigger
know this.
problem.
I don't know if you know this. I watch a lot of wrestling. Unlike you guys, it's really hard to keep track of everybody.
How can you be such a big fan of Impact Wrestling if you don't even remember Gail Kim? What about Awesome Kong? She was there, and they brought out, what was her name? Cheerleader Melissa.
I always remember them, and then Deanna was there also.
Well,
Donna?
yeah, because you have to bring out the current knockouts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The
It's-
only important knockouts that showed up there was fucking the beautiful people. So we can move on.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot how fucking incredible they were at their little shit. And because they opened it with their just textbook beautiful people promo. I forgot that they were actually
It really
goddamn
sucks that we
good.
didn't have Billy Gunn there sitting on the ropes.
No, that Billy Gunn in TNA is the worst babyface. All he does is cut promos about slapping women's asses and kind of rape.
And
Well-
kind of rape. What the?
God damn.
Billy
Y'all
Gunn
do not
is an
remember
ass man.
Billy Gunn in TNA.
He sounds like a fucking menace.
He was a menace and he was a babyface.
That's the kind of babyface we need right there.
But setting up a massive 10-woman tag for episode 1001, aka episode 1000 part 2, between Jordan Grace, Deanna Purrazzo, Gail Kim, Awesome Kong, and Giselle Shaw, the beautiful people, and Tasha Steeles. I think Savannah Evans is in there too.
That's not
Also,
bad.
Trinity was in there somewhere.
I'll Trinity.
Yeah, honestly, I think it was a solid way to start the show. And really, I think it really shows kind of how lacking AEW's women's division is when you have so much talent to be able to just open up the show at TNA. With Impact, I think it's just, I think it's solid. I think it shows what a women's division can be when booked properly, and when you have just some of the best in the business out there at one time.
Wow. You know, I did not know you were such a connoisseur of Impact Wrestling. There,
The
Mr.
finest wrestling on the fucking planet, Shane.
I wouldn't go that far.
The finest. Which
The
brought us
roster's
into our
super
next
stacked.
segment, the worst of wrestling. We got Team 3D.
Yeah,
Devon
what?
was having more fun than anyone, so that's all that really mattered about the match.
I didn't know his knees still worked.
Better than you would have expected, to be honest. He was a lot more mobile than I thought he would be. They did do a goofy ass finish of setting up the table and then doing the
3D without the table.
3D without it, and then Bully Ray being like, "Oh, whoops," and them having to do the obligatory post-match 3D.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But then we moved things into fully setting up for Josh Alexander versus Alex Shelley, where a lot of people seem to think this is Alex Shelley turning heel. He's just cutting a promo being like, "I'm gonna beat you." So I don't see it, but it's gonna be a fucking banger match.
Yeah, no, it got heated pretty quick between them, and then I think that momentum just carried through. He ran down Shelley's defenses and reminded him that Shelley lost Alexander last year at Emergence when the title's on line. Saying that it's not Josh's story, and Josh is just a side quest, which I thought was a dope line.
We also had the return of one of my all-time favorite match types, Feast or Fired.
I love Feast or Fired.
Right? It's so fun. Why can anyone hate it?
I mean, I get why people can hate it.
No. It's
Shane, you're muted.
quadruple money in the bank. You get 4 briefcases with 4 levels of extra mystery, and then you can literally just arrange it of, oh, blah, blah, blah's not going to be re-signing and their deals up. Just feast or fire them out of the company. It's an easy work-in.
A place I used to work called TXW, we did that before. It was kind of a thing in TNA, and it was basically the one you'd have them hanging up there, and you'd have the world or the heavyweight, the tag team, and we had the YouTube, and then they would make some random ass shit in the last one where they got fired, or they had to be a manager, or wear a dress, or dumb shit like that. I always liked the gimmick.
It's
You can do so
fun.
much shit. You can do so much shit with that.
So they returned. They brought the match type back. Did they announce who got what yet, or is that next week?
That'll be on the next episode. So the briefcase winners were Chris Bay, probably getting the tag shot, Crazy Steve, Yuya Uemura,
And Moose.
Oh yeah, Moose. So
Oh, Moose is back.
Fucking Moose would have got it.
goals
Gives a
of
shit
them
about Moose.
to put a briefcase on a man that does not work there. Because Uemura is just a loner. That's a New Japan baby.
Maybe he's
And it's
getting fired.
It's about time for him to come back, and it'll be weird if he does. But out of everyone in there, Moose unfortunately publicly announced he just signed like a fucking 5-year deal with them.
8-year.
Oh, even better. God damn it.
That's not better.
No, it's not, because
That's
I'm
very
stuck
bold of them
watching
to think
him.
they're going to be around for another 8 years.
No,
I mean,
he's making good
people have
money
been
now.
saying that for the last. People have been saying that for a while.
Yeah,
But
I think
my-
that you keep on underappreciating real wrestling, Shane. Whenever you start like actually wrestling, like when you're in it, you'll see how it is. Blouse and I get it because we've been born and bred wrestlers for our entire lives.
Shane just doesn't know what it's like to cross the line.
Yeah, I mean, you've done what, 2 matches now? I mean, that's still very novice level
Yeah,
wrestling.
give or take 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 3?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations! I'm glad someone's giving you that chance. You've earned it.
I appreciate
What else we got from Impact 1000? Will?
We had our main event. Dope fucking match. Leo Rush versus Chris Sabin for the X Division Championship.
You forgot Alicia and Eddie Edwards and Tracy Brooks and Frankie Kazarian.
Oh yeah, Kazarian and Brooks versus the Edwards. It was a tag match. It mostly just served to announce that Tracy Brooks is going in the Impact Hall of Fame.
So of all the tag matches, it was one of them.
I mean, it was a good, like, fun match. It just, compared to everything else on the show, I'd definitely say it was the non-Team 3D weak point.
Yeah.
Mostly because I loved the Feast or Fired match, and they threw in a lot of people into it. And then the main event was fucking nuts between Rush and Sabin. And we had Chris Sabin becoming the new record 10-time X Division champion.
Didn't he beat his own record?
This is the 3rd, 4th time he's beaten his own record.
That's what I thought.
The record was previously set at 7, and then he bumped it up to 8, 9, and now 10.
So he's beat his record a lot.
Yeah, that's the GOAT.
I won't argue that he's the GOAT.
Not in the X Division, no.
Who's the GOAT in the X Division?
Bobby Lashley.
No. That's really hard. That's a real hard question to answer.
Amazing Red.
Bobby Lashley had
Depending on when you're watching,
Yeah.
on when you're watching TNA, you could have 1,000 different answers on this one.
Yeah.
Because Christopher Daniels and fucking Joe in like 05 and shit was fucking crazy.
That 3-way dance with him, with Christopher Daniels, Joe, and AJ was top notch.
No, Bobby Lashley is peak Impact. He had so many belts, he had to get an entourage to carry belts for him. He is an unstoppable powerhouse, and WWE has squandered him, I think, at every opportunity.
He is still
Well-
undefeated for the X Division Championship.
You guys forget that Scott Steiner also was X Division champion, right?
You can't
No, he wasn't.
have a guy that good at math be the best. He can't
Steiner
have
only ever
every-
had the tag belts.
I really feel like he either challenged for it.
Challenged 100%. He had a feud with Petey, but he never won it.
There you go.
Y'all are forgetting about
One of
Perc
the best
Angle
X
too.
Division wrestlers to never hold the belt.
Kurt
Oh, yeah,
Angle, held
Perc
every
Angle
single
did
belt
hold
at
it.
the same time.
Perc Angle held all the belts, yes.
And don't disparage the good name of Kurt Angle there, JD, please.
Perc Angle was peak Kurt Angle, okay?
JD,
Angle
JD, I'm
was
gonna ask you nicely again,
a
please.
beast.
Don't.
Listen, we refer to TNA Kurt Angle as Perk Angle because
Shane, may I ask you, please, do not disparage the good name of Kurt Angle.
Perc Angle is wonderful.
All right, guys,
love Perc
fucking piss me off.
We need more Perc Angle.
No.
So
oh,
Anybody
no,
want us like
Perk
slip
Angle
some of his
now, he
drinks?
probably fucking croak over. Fuck no. Give that man some perkies now. He's done for.
well, that brings us into our closing segment of the week. MVPs of the week.
Why did we record
Richard,
an
why
intro
don't
for
you
this?
go ahead and kick us off for that since you're still here for some reason?
Yeah, no, I would say my wrestling MVP of the week would probably go to Taylor Swift.
Anyway.
Thank you.
I wanted to hear the reasoning.
You're going
That's
to apparently.
weird. I think my phone disconnected or something. That was odd.
You probably have T-Mobile, you bum.
So I gotta know
No.
why Taylor Swift. I
Oh
just
yeah,
want to know
so
the justification.
it is. I don't know if y'all heard Taylor Swift is doing the concert film for the Eras tour. It's going to be opening October 13th. This segment sponsored by Taylor Swift and the Eras World Tour. I'm just getting part of that money though, so y'all aren't getting it. So my apologies in advance. But after selling out pretty much every single venue possible in the United States, decided to release her concert film, which is already selling out in theaters across the country. And I would just say, like, I don't know anyone else that can draw a crowd like that amazingly talented woman. And so I think that if WWE was smart, they would
Sitting
book
right
her.
here, bud.
I know of
Sitting right here.
someone else that could draw a crowd that big. Someone that knows Taylor very, very well, taught her everything she knows in the business about the guitar. And his name is Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, it blows my mind that she was his fucking kid's babysitter.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
she's MVP. I think for this week and for the next coming weeks. Projecting movie to open up to over 100 million, which is big
Yeah,
numbers for a
you should
concert
kick
film.
him again, JD.
Yeah.
What?
Thanks again, buddy.
Yeah, take care.
Anyway, who's next, Will?
So, I'm gonna need a minute to give mine after that. So, JD, why don't you kick us off this week?
I'll kick us off. That's fine. Let's see. My MVP this week is probably going to be the cameraman who made sure to not look at The Rock's face as he was coming out like it was a surprise.
Stu?
I guess. I don't know if it was Stu or not, but whoever it was just stared at his chest and would
I
not
thought
pan
Stu
up.
was the only cameraman the company had.
I don't know. I don't know. But whoever it was just stared at that chest. and then waited a solid 3 seconds to pan up to his face like it was like, oh no, we don't know who this music is. It was really dumb. That's my MVP.
I don't know.
Shout
For a
out
moment, I thought, oh shit, is Ezekiel back? I mean, the crowd was popping so like really hard, so I thought it could have been.
That's fair.
Shane,
My MVP is 06 Perc Angle.
Shane.
just
That's
popped a
fine.
bean and I'm on a helicopter.
Greatest wrestler of all time.
06 Perc Angle.
Dude, his shit with Abyss was nuts. Also, everyone was kind of having crazy ass feuds with Abyss during that time.
I've wrestled Abyss, and it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah, but that's because you're just trying to do all your fucking high spots and shit, and he's trying to tell a story.
That's quite opposite.
Abyss is out there busting Ranas and 450s.
Yes. You leave Chris Parks alone.
Love that man.
I do
Tyler?
too. He's fucking awesome.
Who you got?
Who's your MVP? Is it Perc Angle?
It's not Perk Angle, Shane.
Definitely
Shut up.
Perk Angle. We just move on.
Will, who's your MVP of the
So we've
week?
got back-to-back perk angles. My MVP of the week.
You got the twats.
Woo. This is a good one for the TikTok I don't fucking manage anymore.
Lord.
Lord.
Did I give my MVP?
Yes.
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just know that we're going to go back and post and change it to Perk Angle.
Perc Angle.
My MVP of the week. Is,
Perk Angle.
It's not Perk Angle. It's,
06 Perc Angle.
it's not. He won an Olympic gold medal in
With a
96.
broken freaking neck and probably a bunch of perks afterwards.
Damn it, Shane.
Where do you think it started?
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Still one of my all-time favorite wrestlers of all time.
All-time favorite wrestlers of all time. Incredible.
Yeah.
That's just incredible.
Oh, I miss Justin Incredible too.
I do.
Anyways, who's your fucking MVP?
It's Gunther. They recognize greatness on Raw,
Oh,
and I was just very happy to see Gunther passing that dipshit honky tonk man's record.
The honkometer's been smashed.
It's a really weird way to pronounce Perk Angle.
I was gonna say that joke, but
It's true. It's damn
it's
true.
damn true.
So
Will,
I've got 3
what?
once again.
What the fuck? We gotta go.
It was 2,
MVP of the week.
Not multiple MVPs of the week.
You
No,
can't
it's
just fucking.
multiple valuable people. And multiple
fucking
valuable
checks.
person number 1 is back-to-back Roderick Strong. Your neck health means everything to me.
Well, let's hope he don't go on a Perc Angle run.
Stop
I'll say
it.
probably means as
dude.
much as Perk Angle.
People would die if Roderick Strong did that because he's already working like that sober. Could you imagine if he didn't feel pain?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be fucking sick. MVP number 2, Swerve Strickland. God damn, this feud with Hangman has got me sold.
Yo, Prince Nana busting out the swerve was great.
I love it.
Just
Also, Jerry Lynn did it, and I want Jerry Lynn to do everything because Jerry Lynn's the fucking man.
Uncle
But
Jerry.
MVP number 3,
Perk
I
Angle?
had to show some recognition. So no, it's not 2006 Perk Angle. I gotta give
That's
it
a
to
great
the
what
man.
if.
The man. 2007 Perk Angle, baby.
The back, ships on ships on ships. God damn.
Can't be fucking stopped.
They
Oh,
can't.
man.
Literally,
They
nothing
can't.
could stop him.
Well, Rehab did, but Wakanda forever.
Anyway, that's our show for this week. We'll be back in your feeds later this week with our Territory Wars episodes if our commissioner ever shows up. Until then, keep a lookout on our feed for anything exciting and watch some decent wrestling.
Go
Will,
watch some
what do they need to
fucking
do?
Impact Wrestling.
Is that what they need to do?
Yes.
Okay.
1000 was a good episode and a great jumping on point.
You're like really defensive here, so I'm just going to end on this.